For the longest, I have listened to so many people just go to Congress and speak. They speak truth to power. You've got civilians, you've got foreigners that will come to the United States and speak truth to power. You've got social media, the progressives and center Democrats that'll speak truth to power. That's meaningless. Just think about it. Just think about how many times have you seen or heard of or watched someone speaking to the president and or chairman of the House? How many times have you heard about people sending letters to the president or their congressman or whatnot? It's been decades. Think of how long you've been alive individually. It doesn't matter if it's been 17 years, 27 years, 37 years, 47, 57, 67, 77. It doesn't matter. Nothing has changed. Okay? Now, granted, the New Deal that ushered in a lot of things that people didn't want, and then they was like, wait, never take that away from me. Since then, it's been corruption after corruption after corruption, to the point where I've made videos where I don't say it's corruption anymore. It's just the same old thing. It's not corruption when it's become the way. If you get Congress or anyone to do anything positive, and I mean radically positive for everyone, that would be corruption to them. To pervert someone from their current standing into something positive is going to be the hardest thing to do, because if you look at it, by and large, people don't want good things. For example, you don't speak truth to power because power doesn't care. It don't. It's power. It wants power, money. It wants the fame, the glory. It wants to go down in the history books as the best, or just that it was. That's power. They want the ability to say what they can do and just do it without any repercussions. What you need to do is no longer speak truth to power. You need to speak truth to the powerless, because the powerless have way more in common with you than anyone that is in power. You can find people that's flying the jets, the big limos, the fancy coats, the $5,000 and $10,000 suits, and they go in there and do and say the dumbest stuff. But team players, they support that kind of thing because it just, that's it. Ellipses after that. It just, they don't know, they don't care. Some just want to stick it to somebody else. Some just want to make sure that they win, even though it's not them winning. They're supporting the very people that's hurting them. How can you reconcile voting for the very people that hurt you and everyone else? So you speak truth to the powerless. And when everyone that is powerless start understanding what's going on, how and why it's going on, and that their team sports for politics, that is not on their side as a living, breathing, sentient being that wants to have a good life for them, their children, grandchildren, and for them, their grandparents and their parents. If we vote and align ourselves with things that will help us immediately, right now, if we vote for the right people, the good people, sending a message to the Democrats, to the Republicans, to the progressives, and say we're only going to vote for people that's either harm reduction or positive gaining, hopefully both. You send a message and you make sure that they can't get into power anymore. Power is best reserved to those that don't want it. That's an old saying. It took me forever to figure it out when I was a little kid, but when I found out, I was like, yeah, makes sense. Because they don't want power. They're like, well, what do? They got to have someone that they can lean on, someone to turn to, someone that can advise them. And when they find someone that can advise them, hopefully they're the ones that you voted in that's going to give nothing but good advice, positive advice. The political people right now, governors, senators, president, Supreme Court, all that stuff, they have no need to help you. Their goal is to make themselves be better. And they're going to pander to you. They're going to lie to you. They're going to blame the other side. They're going to blame those that you would find the enemy, to the point where they blame so much and you go with it and believe it. You have no idea how much you're harming yourselves and killing yourselves and your friends and family in a slow way. So think about it. Really, just think. Speak truth to the powerless. Let the powerless learn. And then when the powerless are of age or mindset that they say, I want to go into politics, I want to do better, then that's when you get better. And it only takes 2 to 4 years, a maximum of 6, to see nothing but absolute change. To get high-speed rails, to regulate the water systems, to regulate power grids, to get solar, wind, water energy supplying us, to get better aircraft, to pay people more, and if not pay people more, bring down these high needless prices. That's what you do. Keep the banks out of politics. Keep the church out of politics. Remember, back in the day, the people that went up onto Capitol Hill were the ones that you would find working in grocery stores and whatnot, little mini marts, pumping gas. Those were the people, because the people were in charge of the people, not these oligarchs. So keep that in mind. Thank you for listening.